Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome back to my channel. Hope you all had a great week last week as the market gave us great opportunities to capitalize on. Today I want to go through an in-depth analysis for four major pairs. That is GBP, JPY, GBP USD, Euro USD, and gold. So I'll be showing you how I draw my trend lines and support and resistance levels and the levels that I deem as important levels that I look for structure to either break or get to, and look for either a reversal or a continuation around that area. So as usual, I'm starting from the weekly time frame on the GBPJPY. So the first thing I'm going to do is just to identify my trend, and normally I do that by plotting the trend line just to see where price is heading. And this obviously is showing us an uptrend. Okay, so we've already identified that on the weekly time frame, and price is moving an uptrend, making higher highs and higher lows as well. Okay, next thing I'll do is to plot my support and resistance level, like the important support and resistance level, areas that price has tested several times. Now, on a higher time frame, like the weekly time frame, these areas are usually very strong, and there's a very high probability that price will bounce off that area, as we can see over here. Okay, so you can see that when price got to this support level over here, or this resistance level, price bounced off it, bounced off, and by the time price broke off it, price failed to break below it again. So that's a very strong level. I would like to represent this by the blue color. All right, then we identify our weekly resistance level. Okay, so our weekly resistance level can be identified over here, as we can see. When price got to this level here, price never broke above it, price only tested it here and came all the way back down to this level. So the next thing we will do here is to identify our to go to a smaller time frame, like the daily time frame, to identify more important level of structure. Okay, so the next level of structure I can see is where price is heading towards, and that is this level over here. The price has tested it numerous times. Okay, so if you change this to red, all right, so you can see that price came here, tested the level, bounced up, broke it, and bounced off it again to the top side. And price was dancing around this level, came back up, tested it twice before going back down to this support level over here, which also coincides with the trend line, as you can see. And now has bounced up and is heading back towards that daily resistance level. So this is a very important area where we'll be looking for price to get to. So if you're originally in this trade where price formed this morning star over here, then you'll be looking to take your profits around that red zone over there. So you'll be looking to take your profit around here at around 250 pips or 260 pips. While your stop loss will have been here. So by now you will have broken even on this trade. Okay. So again, to break it even further to find out where we are, we'll go to the week 4-hour time frame. But before that, we can even identify a structure here on the daily time frame, and we'll see clearly on the 4-hour time frame, and that is this level of structure over here. Okay, so at this level you can see that price has tested it several times over here, came down, bounced off it, came back up, broke it and retest, went up, came back, tested it here, bounced off, tested it here, bounced off, broke it again and broke it and bounced off it. So right now price has broken that level. Okay, so that is where we'll be looking for. Those are our two very important areas now. Those two red areas, our daily support and resistance level, this area over here and this area over here. So as you can see, price came up like I predicted last week, that it could either be a bounce to the downside or price could break this level, and price eventually broke it, came back down to test it and went back up, and now it's forming several rejections around that area. Okay, so because I'm a swing trader and because I normally take my entries on the 4-hour time frame, I will be looking at this area here, and two things can happen for me. Okay, they could either be a bounce back down to this level to test this support level over here before price finally moves to the top. Okay, which is a very good plan for me because it gives me the opportunity to capitalize on this large move from down here to the resistance level on top. Now, if this large move doesn't happen, if we go to a smaller time frame, we'll be able to see what I'm about to explain clearly. Let's say the 1-hour time frame, we can see that there is some sort of resistance level or support level rather that was formed here. Okay, and this is this small support level here. Okay, let's represent this by purple. Good. Now, price got up here, bounced off, and finally broke that level, and price has tested this several times. So two things can happen here. Again, price can just get up to this level here, then starts moving to the top, straight to this resistance level over here. Okay, and if that happens, we'll be looking to take our buy opportunities from here. And if this eventually breaks, if this level eventually breaks, then you should be looking to wait for price to get down to this level over here, okay, before you enter your buy opportunities. This level over here, enter your buy opportunity and you buy all the way to the top. All right, now if you're a day trader, you can capitalize on this down move if there is a break of this support level over here. All right, so if that support level breaks, as you will see on, say, the 15 minutes time frame, okay, as you can see, when price got here, price bounced off it, price finally broke it, came back down here and tested it several times. Okay, so if price eventually gets to this level over here, okay, we'll be looking for a reaction, either a bounce off it or a break. If price breaks this level, we'll wait for a retest, enter our sell opportunity and take it all the way down to the opportunity if you're a day trader, so you can maximize this small down move here, maybe about 30 pips or so, or 40 pips of this down move. Now, if price gets here and forms a reversal pattern to the top, then you can take your buy opportunities from here, like I've said earlier. Okay, another thing that you can identify here as well is this area of resistance. Okay, that's this area over here. Now, this area of resistance for me is very important as well, such that if price starts moving from this level here to the top, you don't buy from here. You wait until this level of structure is broken. Okay, this resistance level. So if this resistance level breaks, you wait for a retest here and you look for your buy opportunities here and take the trade to the top side. If price breaks this support level over this resistance level over here and comes back down and doesn't give you a bullish signal to buy, don't enter the trade because it could be a fake out and price could just continue all the way down here before making the up move. Okay, so that's what we'll be looking at for GBP JPY this coming week. These are important level of structures that we'll be looking for and looking to capitalize on. So this is my trade for, or my analysis for GBP JPY. Next, I'll be talking about GBP USD. So for GBP USD, again, we'll be going through from the weekly time frame. Okay. So on the weekly time frame, first of all, just like we did for the GBP JPY, we're going to identify the trend, and as you can see, it's an uptrend. Okay, and if you notice, there was a fake out here, and because of this strong bearish candle that broke the trend line, and again, if you don't wait for a retest, like I always say, it could be a fake out and price could continue to the upside, and that's what has happened over here. So now that we've identified the trend, next thing is to identify key levels of support and resistance. So the support level that I can identify here, okay, is this area over here. And as you can see, price has tested it several times here and here as well. Then we identify our important level of resistance. Okay, so we're going to change this color to blue like we did for GBPJPY just to be consistent. So this will be blue, same here as well. Okay, so the next thing is to identify an important level of structure on the daily time frame as well. And as you can see, starting from the last level that is most important to us, that's this one. If you pull it all the way backwards to the left, you can see that we can easily identify a level over here. Okay, easily. Right, so we change this to red. So this is our resistance level over here, and our support level remains the same here, although we can create another support level, as I can see here as well, which you will see more clearly on the 4-hour time frame. But we can just identify that here. The price came off, bounced off this level, formed like a double bottom, okay, and started moving towards the top, broke this resistance level here, which now becomes support, and continued all the way to the upside. Now on the 4-hour time frame, we can see this move here, this uptrend over here. Okay, so you can either draw your trend line just to be able to identify and know when price would bounce, because there's a possibility price can come all the way down to this trend line and bounce up to the upside. On the other hand, we can identify more important area of support and resistance, which I can see that price has actually gotten to on the 4-hour. Okay, so when you get to this level over here, which is around the 1.39 level, you can see that price has tested it several times over here and here as well, and price has finally gotten to this level. Okay, so now from here, two things can happen. All right, or several things rather. One, price is already bouncing off, so price could just bounce all the way, maybe just to this trend line over here, to this level of support here that I can see already. That's here, around here, or just here, and quickly reject off it all the way to the top. Okay, breaking this resistance level, testing it, and taking your trade all the way up there. Okay, so this trend line here is important. Okay, and if this doesn't happen, price can go all the way back down to this level here. Okay, before you start looking for your buy opportunities. But to be on the safer side and to be 100% sure that price is going to buy, okay, it's when there is a break above this resistance level. So a break above this resistance level would definitely mean that price will continue to the top. So you wait for a break and a retest. When price retests this level, you enter your trade. Look for a bullish signal, enter your trade to the top. So if you take this trade, it's probably not it may not give you so much pips, but it's better than nothing. It's less than 100 pips, but it's still profitable. You get about up to 90 pips on this trade, so that's very good as well. So if you're very careful in the way you manage this trade, you can gain 90 pips on this GBPUSD trade. All right, so this is what we'll be looking at, and the reason why I'm setting price to continue to the top is because even from this 4-hour time frame, you can see that price has been making higher highs and higher lows. Okay, so it's make this higher high now, so there could be a break, or price could move all the way down to form a higher low, okay, before going back or breaking this previous high and forming a higher high. All right, so that's what I'm looking at for GBPJPY. And again, I'm expecting that this will continue because we're already looking at this double bottom pattern over here. From here, first bottom, second bottom over here, and we're expecting price to get all the way to this level, forming this W. So the question now is, when do we enter the trade? Because we know from this pattern that price is going all the way to the top, but we just need to identify when to enter, and these other smaller levels will give us that opportunity to identify that. Okay, so that is my analysis for GBP USD. I'm bullish on it as well, just like I'm bullish on GBP JPY. And I have shown you the area of importance where we'll be looking for price to react before taking our opportunities to the upside. Okay, so next I'll be talking about Euro USD. So for Euro USD, again, I'll be going through the weekly time frame, just to give you my top-down analysis and just identify the important area of structure. Okay, so for Euro USD, we can see that on the weekly time frame, that price has formed this double bottom pattern over here. Okay, so first of all, again, as usual, we're going to identify the trend, and our trend has been the uptrend, although currently price has been ranging between two areas, and that is this area over here, one, represented by the blue line, and this area over here, two, represented by the blue line as well. Okay, so price came up here, tested this level, came all the way down here, tested it, came down here, tested it, and now price is heading towards the top. Okay, so this is what we're looking at for GBP, for Euro USD on the weekly time frame. So on the weekly time frame alone, we can see that price is heading towards the upside, so we're more bullish in the long run. Now if we take this to the smaller time frame, okay, we can identify more important areas. Okay, so first of all, we can see that price is heading towards this, or has gotten to this level of structure over here. So there's one important area here that price is heading to. Price hasn't gotten there yet, but it's heading there, and that is this area over here. Okay, so we can represent this by the red zone. So this is our daily area of support and resistance, which has been tested several times here and came down, and our price is heading towards that side. Okay, so this is an area where we'll be looking for a major reaction. Okay, so our reaction from here will be either to the downside or to the upside. Okay, and from our weekly time frame, we know that price is generally heading towards the top to this resistance level over here. All right, so the question is, when do we enter our trade? Do we wait for price to get here? Very possible you can wait for price to get to this support, this resistance level, and see how price reacts. If price gives us a bearish signal here, then we take our sell opportunities. If price breaks this level, then wait for price to retest and take our buy opportunities to the top side. On the other hand, because I enter on the 4-hour time frame, if we go all the way down to the 4-hour time frame, we can see that price has actually gotten to this. There's a resistance level over here that price has gotten to. Okay, represented by the purple line. So price has gotten to this area here. Okay, and it seems like it wants to reverse. So what do? We plot out the trend line, so we know when the structure is completely broken. We can either plot it this way here, or you can plot it this way. Okay, so if you plot the trend line this way, essentially what you're looking for is for price to come back down to this trend line over here, bounce off it all the way to the top. Okay, that will be a very good opportunity. And if price eventually breaks this trend line here, you can wait for a retest and take the trade all the way down here. All right, which will support our more or less our down move. Now, if price gets to this level, you can see already that there is some sort of support level over there. Okay, and I'll just draw it out so that you can see it yourself. That's this level here, tested here, price broke it, came down, tested this level here, came down back, tested it, came back and ranged in this area, then broke it. And now price can get all the way down here, form a bullish reversal and break to the top, or break this level, come back, test this area again and continue to the bottom. So this area here is a very key area for us that we'll be looking at. That's around the 1.84 level, very important area. On the other hand, price could just continue all the way to the top, so this resistance level over here. And I've already said what is going to happen when price gets to this resistance level, that you either wait for a bullish reversal, or you wait for a bearish reversal, sorry, or you wait for price to break this resistance level, which I think is going to happen anyway, and wait for a retest and take your opportunities to the upside. So my bias for GBPUSD is generally bullish as well. Okay, and what we're going to be doing is just identify the areas where we can capitalize on, where we can enter this trade and make the most of it. So which is the areas that I've identified. So price can get back down to any of these areas, even including this area over here. This is also another important area of structure. So price can get all the way down, can get here first, get all the way down here before going up, or price can just get all the way here, or just a little move down here before making its way to the top. So we just have to be careful and just watch for how price reacts to these various levels over here. So this basically is my analysis for Euro USD. And next we'll be moving to our last pair for today, which is gold. Right, so our next analysis will be gold. So again, we'll go through golds from the weekly time frame. So again, we're going to identify our trends and plot some important areas that we'll be looking out for. All right, so our trend here, as you can see, it's an uptrend, and you can see price making higher highs and higher lows. Okay, so the last point was price bouncing off the trend line, forming this nice bullish pin bar and the continuation to the top. Okay, next we're going to identify our area of support and resistance. So first area we identify is our area of support over here, represented by the blue color. And yeah, then we can also identify our area of resistance as well. So there are several areas that we can identify from here, so we'll just go them one after the other. Okay, so there's one area here that has been broken. You can see it, that's here. Okay, another area is this one over here. All right, and you can see that price tested it here, broke it, came and just danced around it a little bit, tested it here, came down, tested it again, and our price is heading towards that direction. Okay, then we can also identify other smaller areas also from here, and you see them clearly on other smaller time frames. Okay, so when we go to the daily time frame, you can see what I mean on the daily time frame. All right, so these are the areas that we identified over here. Okay, and here as well. So we can see that when price came down here, price bounced off this support level over here and quickly went back up, closed above the trend line and broke this resistance level, now support level, tested it and continued to the upside. Now you can see that price is heading towards this level of resistance here that has been tested previously. Okay, and we can make this red. All right, so price came down here, tested this level, and now price has gotten back to that area. So now two things can happen here. So we can either wait for price to come down here to test this trend line again, as well as this support level, then all the way back up, break this resistance level and all the way to the top. Okay, if this happens, why, yeah, you can see that this eventually will give us an inverse head and shoulder pattern. Okay, this basically will give us an inverse head and shoulder pattern, which is what eventually we would want to see. Okay, yeah, just having troubles drawing it. Yeah, so an inverse head and shoulder pattern, if what I'm predicting is what is going to happen. All right, and if this doesn't happen, then price will just continue to the upside, break above this level, come back to retest it, and continue to this next resistance level. So if there is a break above this resistance zone here, we'll wait for a retest, enter our trade, and we'll take it to the top. And this would give us a nice trade and a lot of pips for that matter, about 600, 700 pips on that particular trade. And if price eventually comes all the way down here, okay, we can take our trade all the way up and to give us like 1,500, 1,200 pips. Okay, we can also capitalize on this down move just in case we get a bearish reversal pattern over here. Then we can take our sell trade all the way down here. Okay, but mostly we'll be looking for our buy opportunities, and we're looking for a break above this resistance level over here. And the reason why I'm struggling support of that again is if you go back to this level over here, and something very interesting as well, you can see that this here is giving us the double bottom that we can capitalize to the top. So generally we know that gold is going to go to the top, but the issue is, where can we enter our trade from? If you are not already in the trade, where can we enter this trade from? And if you can't hold your trade for a very long time for to capitalize on this up move, and you want to be day trading, then you have to look for these important areas so that you can capitalize on the up move. Identify areas where price would either reverse from, or give you good opportunities to buy, because generally we're just looking for buy opportunities on gold. So if you're a day trader, you can go to the 1 hour time frame and look for good opportunities over there. Let's see if we can get an opportunity in the lower time frame. So last week, this gave a very good opportunity for people who traded gold, because gold ranged for a bit and eventually broke out of the range. Okay, the triangular pattern here. On the break of this, price came down here. You could have taken your trade from here. to the top, and you would have gained at least 100 pips on that particular move. And I hope that you were able to do that. Yeah, so like 130 pips on that particular move. It's a very good trade. Again, as a day trader, you'll be looking for important areas. This is an important area of support over here. Okay, an area that price has tested before in the past. See, purple, the purple, yeah. So an area that price has tested here and here. So this can come all the way down here to this area, and you'll be looking to sell or buy this trade once there is a bullish opportunity around here. Then you can buy it back to the top, and that can give you some pips as well. But if it continues to the downside and breaks below this level, then you should be looking to sell the trade and continue selling all the way down to this area. So if I'm going to trade this trade, I'm not going to sell from here. I'd rather wait for a break of this area here, and I will sell when there's a break of this area all the way to the downside. But generally speaking, I am more bullish, so I'll just be waiting for my buy opportunities, and I won't be selling even if price goes to the downside. I'll just be looking for my buy opportunities. So this is basically my analysis for the four major pairs for the upcoming week. Remember that Forex is a game of probabilities. Anything can happen, and price can go either way. So you have to be prepared. You have to make sure that you have a very good risk management, and always ensure you take money from the market when the market gives you the opportunity to. And I hope you found this video very helpful. If you have, please leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.